Good morning, everyone. This is Colman from Coleman's Coins and Currency here today with another exciting educational numismatic lecture video. So I saw one of my clients yesterday, and this client gave me a ton of national currency and so much more for consignment on my eBay store. But before we delve on into today's educational numismatic lecture, please make sure to subscribe, like, and turn on those push bell notifications so that you viewers, that's right, you viewers will never miss another epic numismatic video. So, we're going to start off with showcasing some of these unbelievable national currency banknotes and other old United States currency banknotes. So first up, we have a 1929 $10 Type 1 national currency banknote from the First National Bank of Menominee, Wisconsin. Now, this note, in my opinion, is graded at a VF35. It is extremely common. There are about 49 total notes known according to the Track and Price currency software. And this note in a very fine is about a $200 note. Next, we got a $10 Type 1 national currency banknote from the First National Bank of Albert Lea, Minnesota. Now, viewers, I have never even heard of a town called Albert Lea, Minnesota. So this is a little bit more of a scarce national. In my opinion, it's graded at a very fine 35. And there are roughly about 30 of them known, and it's worth about $300 in this condition. Next up, we got a 1929 $10 Type 1 national currency banknote from the Central National Bank of Greencastle, Indiana. Now, this national is in very high grade. It is in an about uncirculated AU condition, and it's worth right at about $300. And there's about 40 of these known total, but none that are in a very nice high grade, such as this really clean Greencastle, Indiana 1929 $10 Type 1 national currency banknote. And look at that, viewers. Very, very light folds, nice white and green paper combo. This is a incredible Indiana trophy note national. Next up is a 1929 $10 Type 1 national currency banknote from the National Bank of Witt, Illinois. Now, you viewers know that I have sold tons of these Witt, Illinois nationals before, and these do pretty good. The last one sold to my client who is going to open a museum down there in Witt, and I sold the last one for $617.50. Now there's about 18 known according to Track and Price, and they value it at $450. That's right. Wit notes, they are very scarce, and I have sold a lot of them. And this is a nice, scarce, small size wit, which is really nice. Nice note. Next up, we got a really nice choice uncirculated 1862 $10 postage currency banknote. Now, for you viewers that don't know, during the Civil War, there was a national coin shortage. And because of the national coin shortage, the United States government decided to print postage currency in lieu of postage stamps. Now the 10-cent note is a little bit more common, and one recently sold on eBay in the same grade for $135. So not too bad, and it's still a really, really nice and cool note. Then we have a 1862 25-cent postage currency in and about uncirculated condition. Now, the reason why it did not get a choice uncirculated condition is because there is a little corner that is missing right there. And you viewers can see that's right about there. But it is still a very scarce note, and a average of similar notes that have sold on eBay go for anywhere from $125 to $200. So that is still a very scarce, nice, high-grade note. Then we got a extremely common 1874 25-cent fractional currency banknote. Now, these I have sold tons of, and this note is graded at about a fine condition, and it's worth about $20. Then we got two of these old railroad tickets. We got two of these. These are from 1862. They are 25 cents, the Western and Atlantic Railroad tickets. Now, they're not really worth a ton. I mean, there are two of them in this group, and they're worth, I would say for the pair, they're worth at least $20 to $40 for the pair. Next up, we got a highly popular and desirable 1928 $20 gold certificate. Now, you viewers know that I have sold a ton of these $20 gold certificate notes, and they always do really, really well. So this one is in a really nice, very fine 35 condition, and it is worth anywhere from $150 to $200. That's right. This is a really, really good note. It is a nice mid-grade. Doesn't really have too many problems on it, but it is still a very nice overall note. Next up, we got a really cool 1882 $10 date back national currency banknote from the Bank of Pittsburgh, National Association of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now, this note is in a really nice, very fine 35, and this note has jaw-dropping vignettes. You can see the depiction of Ben Franklin with the key trying to conduct his famous lightning rod experiment. Now these notes are often nicknamed the boob notes or booby notes because you can see there are two breasts on Lady Liberty. So that's why this type of note is more sought after. And there is only, I believe, one other one known from this charter, and this note is worth about $675. This is a really, really nice, solid 1882 $10 date back national currency banknote from the Bank of Pittsburgh, National Association of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And if you flip on the reverse, you can see, look at how cool that is. Look at how cool the reverse is, viewers. Then we got a cool 1902 $20 date back national currency banknote from the Farmers National Bank of Adams, New York. Now, this particular denomination from this particular charter is new to the national currency census. According to Track and Price, there are 0 known. This is the first one of its kind. And this note is a little bit more scarce, and it's worth about $275 in a fine condition. And I will, of course, flip the reverse to you, viewers, so that you can see it. Super cool. You can see this is kind of also a little bit of a booby note. Yes, they did that a lot back then, but it is very cool. Then we got a pretty rare 1902 $20 date back national currency banknote from the First National Bank of Allegheny, Pennsylvania. Now, this is a more scarce charter. There are only 6 known, and in a very fine 35, which this one grades at, this is a $875 note. This is a really, really rarer Pennsylvania national, and it is really cool. So this is definitely a really cool national. Look at that. That's cool. Then we got a 1902 $10 plain back national currency banknote from the East Pittsburgh National Bank of Wilmerding, Pennsylvania. Now, this one is a little bit more common. There's about 28 known, and this one is worth right around $220 in a very fine 35 condition. So it is a nice national. Of course, I am going to straighten out the folds and make this look really nice before storage and before I post it for no reserve auction in the next few weeks or, well, months, because there's quite a bit of stuff from this client. Next, we have a 1902 $20 plain back from the Citizens National Bank of Vandergrift, Pennsylvania. Now, this is a little bit more rare charter. This still grades at a nice, very fine 35, and It's about a $675 note. It is really, really nice. And it's a nice mid-grade, looks nice, and it is more scarce. Then last but not least, we got a 1902 $20 date back from the People's National Bank of Zelainopol, Pennsylvania. Now, I have never heard of this town, and it is a little bit hard to say, but this is kind of a scarce note. It goes for about $3.75 on tracking price, and there is about 18 or so notes known. Well, that is it for today's exciting educational numismatic lecture. Make sure to subscribe, like, and turn on those push bell notifications so that you viewers, that's right, you viewers will never miss another epic numismatic or bipartisan political or an informative or educational video, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.